Welcome everyone in the part 2 of our bovine myology series. In this lecture, we will discuss following muscles: Omotransversarius, Serratus Ventralis, and Pectoral muscle. So, we should start first with the Omotransversarius muscle. Omotransversarius, you can see. So, this muscle is the Omotransversarius muscle. It is a long and flat muscle. It is present on the lateral aspect of the neck region. You can clearly see. The muscle extends from wing of the atlas to the shoulder area. Origin: the wing of atlas by an aponeurotic band. If you see the origin of the muscle, okay, you can clearly see. So this is the wing of the atlas. Okay. So from the wing of the atlas, the muscle originates in the form of an aponeurotic band. Insertion: scapular spine and scapular fascia. So you can see with the scapular spine, the muscle inserts into the scapular spine and fascia of this area. Action: to move the head and neck laterally with the shoulder fixed. Draw the shoulder and limb cranially if the neck is fixed. Blood supply: vertebral, carotid, superior and inferior cervical arteries. Nerve supply: cervical spinal nerves and accessory nerves. The next muscle we will discuss is your serratus ventralis. You can clearly see. So this muscle is your serratus ventralis, a large fan-shaped muscle. Okay. The muscle is located on the lateral surface of neck and thorax. You can clearly see. So this is the lateral portion of the neck area and lateral part of the thorax area. Okay. So serratus ventralis is a large fan-shaped muscle located on the lateral aspect of the neck and lateral aspect of the thorax area. If you see, the muscle consists of two parts. So this part in the cervical area, so this part is called serratus cervicis. Okay. And if you see this part, it is located in the thorax area. So this part is called your serratus thoracis. It receives its name from the serrated ventral edge of its thoracic part. If you see, this is the thoracic part, this is the ventral edge, and the ventral edge is serrated in nature. That means you will find 6 number of digitations: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why the name is serratus. The whole muscle is called serratus ventralis. So this part is called serratus your cervicis. This part is called serratus thoracis. Clear? So first we will discuss serratus cervicis muscle. You can see this muscle is called serratus cervicis. You see, the muscle is serrated in nature. That's why we are using the word serratus. Serratus cervicis, we are saying serratus thoracis. Overall, we are saying serratus ventralis. If you see, the muscle is partly present in the your cervical region, okay, or neck region, and partly also present in the thoracic region. Origin of the muscle. You can see clearly here the origin of the muscle. The muscle originates from transverse processes of or second cervical vertebra up to the your transverse process of the seventh. You can see. So this is the C2, transverse process of the second cervical vertebra, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Okay. So the muscle originates either from second or third transverse process of cervical vertebra up to the your transverse process of the your seventh cervical vertebra. Okay. So this is the origin point. You can clearly see transverse processes of vertebrae from second to seventh. The muscle also originates from your lateral surfaces of first to fifth ribs. You can see. So these are the ribs. You can see this is the lateral surface of the first rib. Okay. Then lateral surface of the second rib, third, fourth and fifth. Okay. The muscle also originates from lateral surfaces of first to fifth ribs, and also from the your transverse processes of second to seventh cervical vertebra. Insertion. If you see the insertion point, okay, so from this angle you can see this is the lateral aspect of the scapula. Okay, so at this region on the opposite side the muscle inserts. You can clearly see if I rotate it somewhat. Okay, so this is the area. Okay, so this is the what your craniodorsal aspect. This is the your craniodorsal aspect of the medial surface of the scapula. Okay, so the muscle inserts into a rough triangular area. Okay, at the craniodorsal aspect, at the medial aspect of the scapula, means this is the lateral side. Okay, this is the lateral side. On the medial side at this region, this is the lateral side. On the medial aspect at this region, craniodorsal part, you will find a rough triangular area. Into that area, the muscle will insert. Clear? Now, from this view, you can clearly see. Okay. You can clearly see the insertion area of the muscle. Okay. This is the insertion part of the muscle. Means on the medial aspect, at the craniodorsal aspect, you will find the muscle inserts. And this is the origin point. You can see the transverse processes of cervical vertebra or second to or seventh, and also from your what lateral surfaces of ribs, blood supply, vertebral arteries, dorsal branch of costo-cervical arteries, intercostal and hip cervical arteries. Nerve supply, fifth, eighth cervical nerves, long thoracic nerve. The next muscle is serratus thoracis. This muscle is the serratus thoracis muscle. It is the thoracic part of the serratus ventralis muscle. It is a thin and flat muscle. It is covered by strong glistening aponeurosis. So this structure is the strong glistening aponeurosis, giving yearly appearance. You can clearly see serratus thoracis overlaps serratus cervicis muscle. If you see the ventral edge of the serratus thoracis, it is serrated, and you will find 6 number of digitations. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why the whole name is the Serratus Ventralis. Origin: lateral surfaces of 4th to the 9th ribs. If you see the origin of the muscle, okay, you can clearly see. So these are the lateral surface of the ribs. Lateral surface of 4th rib, 5th, your 6th, 7th, 8th and the 9th. Okay. The muscle originates from lateral surfaces of your 4th to your 9th ribs. If you see the insertion, the muscle will inserts into the medial aspect of the scapula at its caudodorsal border. So at the caudodorsal part of the medial aspect of the scapula, you will find rough triangular area. You can see clearly also. This is the insertion point of the muscle. Okay, the insertion point is at the caudal and the dorsal part of the medial aspect of the scapula. Okay, means at this part you will find a rough triangular area. You will find at the caudal and the dorsal aspect of the scapula, and they are the muscle inserts. This is the origin point of the muscle. Lateral surface of your 4th to 9th ribs, and the insertion point. Insertion point, you can see to the insertion point of the muscle. Means at the medial aspect of the scapula, at the caudal and the dorsal part. Okay, here you will find one rough triangular area. Here you will find. Okay, and they are the muscle inserts. Blood supply, intercostal arteries, nerve supply, long thoracic nerve, 7th and the 8th cervical nerves. Action of the serratus ventralis, the two muscles, serratus cervicis and serratus thoracis. Suspend the trunk between the two scapulae. Muscles of both the sides together act to raise the thorax. The cervical portion pulls the limb cranially. This is the cervical portion. It will pull the limbs cranially. The thoracic aids in pulling the limb caudally. When the limb is fixed, the cervical part extends, raises your neck or inclines it laterally. The thoracic part may act as a muscle of forced aspiration. The next muscle we will discuss is your pectoral muscles. Okay. So pectoral muscles, you can see from this angle, you can see clearly. If you see the ventral view of the body of the animal, you can see pectoral muscle clearly. So this is the ventral view of the body of the animal. And from this, so let me zoom it clearly. So this is the pectoral muscle. Further zoom, pectoral muscle. Now from this view, you can see the muscles very clearly. Further zoom. Okay. So the muscle you are looking, so this one and this one, these two are your superficial pectoral muscle. And below that, this one is your deep pectoral muscle. So we can hide also. Means if we hide this one, so if we hide this one and if we hide this one, okay. Now you see. So this is your deep pectoral muscle. This is the deep pectoral muscle, and above this you will find the two superficial pectoral muscle. So first we will discuss about the superficial pectoral muscles. Superficial pectoral muscles, also called pectoralis superficialis. The superficial layer is again divisible into anterior or cranial superficial pectoral and posterior or caudal superficial pectoral. You can see. So this one is your anterior or cranial superficial pectoral muscle, and this one is your posterior or caudal superficial pectoral muscle. Below that you will find this one is the deep pectoral muscle. So first we will discuss about this muscle. This is the anterior or cranial superficial pectoral muscle. Okay. It is a thin muscle. It is a thin muscle which extends from first sternebrae to the humerus. Okay, if you see, you can see. So this is the sternum, and this is the first segment of the sternum. It is called first sternebrae. So the muscle will extend. I can also further zoom you to show this one. So now you can clearly see. So this muscle. So this is the anterior your cranial superficial muscle. It will extend from first sternebrae, the first segment of the sternum, up to your humerus. The muscle is thick and forms prominence at the brisket region. Very, very important point. So you can clearly see the origin. The origin is from what? First sternebrae. This is the origin of the muscle. Is from first sternebrae. Insertion on the crest of the humerus in common with brachiocephalicus. If you see the insertion point, already we have discussed in the previous video. This is the insertion point of the brachiocephalicus. Okay. So you can see clearly. This is the crest of the humerus. Okay. So here the muscle will insert. We can clearly see the origin. Origin of this muscle, the cranial superficial pectoral is first sternebrae, and the insertion is, you can clearly see, the crest of the humerus along with your brachiocephalicus muscle. Clear? So what is the action of the muscle? To adapt the limb and draw it forwards. Blood supply, external thoracic, internal thoracic, anterior circumflex arteries. Nerve supply, pectoral branches from the brachial plexus, or you can say cranial pectoral nerves. Then we will discuss posterior or caudal superficial pectoral muscle. So you can see this one. Okay. So this muscle. So this is the anterior and this is your caudal or posterior superficial pectoral muscle. So this muscle. Its anterior part is blended with the anterior superficial pectoral. We can clearly see this is the anterior part. Okay, this anterior part of the posterior one is blended with the your anterior superficial pectoral muscle. So the muscle is thin, extends from sternum to the arm. If you see the muscle is extending from sternum. So this is the sternum up to the arm region. Origin of the muscle, craniolateral aspect of the sternum. You can see. So this is the craniolateral aspect of the sternum. From second to fourth or the sixth sternal segment. If you see the origin point, this is the second sternibri. So from second sternibri to fourth or sixth sternibri. This is the origin point. And the insertion point is same. You can see. Okay. The insertion point is your crest of humerus and fascia of the arm region. So again, repeating. So this muscle. This is the posterior or caudal superficial pectoral muscle. The origin is from your sternum, from your second sternibri up to your fourth or sixth sternibri, and the insertion point is your crest of the humerus. So this is the crest of the humerus. So what is the action of the muscle? To adduct the limb and to tense the fascia of the forearm region. Blood supply, external and internal thoracic and cranial circumflex arteries. Nerve supply, branch from brachial plexus, cranial pectoral nerves. The next muscle is your deep pectoral muscle. It is also called pectoralis profundus. Okay, you see the muscle now you are looking. So these two are your superficial pectoral muscle. Below that you will find a deep pectoral. So we have to hide. So let me hide this one and this one. Yes. So below the superficial pectoral you will find the deep pectoral muscle. So you can now clearly see. So this muscle is the deep pectoral muscle. So this is the muscle of one side. So this side also will find the muscle. You see, in my entire lecture video, I am showing the muscles of one side. Okay. So this side also will find the same muscle. Okay. Actually, to show the origin and insertion point, I am showing the muscles of one side only. Okay. But in the living animal, both the side you will find this muscle. So this muscle is your deep pectoral muscle. Clear? So it is a large and fleshy muscle extending from the level of xiphoid cartilage forward and upward to the level of shoulder joint. You can see a large, well-developed muscle. Okay. It is extending from your what? Xiphoid cartilage to the level of the arm region. You can also see clearly. A large, well-developed fleshy muscle extending from the region of your xiphoid cartilage to the level of arm region. So origin of the muscle, ventral surface of sternum. So you can clearly see. So this is the ventral surface of the sternum. Muscle originates from ventral surface of the sternum. And the insertion point. So you can clearly see. The insertion point is your lesser tubercle or teres tubercle of the humerus. But in many books you will find that it is written as what? Your medial tuberosity of the humerus. So better you should remember the insertion point is the teres tubercle of the humerus. Okay, or you can say lesser tubercle of the humerus. But in many books you will find that the insertion point is your what? Medial tuberosity of the humerus. But the actual concept is your what? Teres tubercle. Clear? So what is the action of the muscle? To adduct and retract the limb. Blood supply, cranial circumflex, internal and external thoracic arteries. Nerve supply, caudal and pectoral nerves. So thanks for watching.